Yes, sir.
Good morning. This is room 408, San Francisco City Hall. I'm Henry Epstein. I'm the neutral hearing officer appointed by SFMTA on the case of Sadat Fauzi Musa, who was issued a citation number 529 under Transportation Code 110581 for driving without a permit. I'm hearing this case under the procedures established under Transportation Code 1118 and 1120. The hearing is audio taped to preserve a record. I will render a decision under final administrative decision within 10 days of this hearing. The respondent is, the appellant in this case, Mr. Musa, is entitled to a judicial review under Government Code Section 53069.4 if he's not satisfied with my decision. That Government Code section will be cited in the decision. An administrative hearing is less formal forum than civil court. Certain kinds of evidence, including hearsay, may be admitted here that might be objectionable in civil court. However, any such evidence will be weighted accordingly, and no finding will be based solely on such evidence. SFMTA under Transportation Code 1120E1 has the burden of proving by preponderance of the evidence that the facts alleged in its case are true. Now, we had a puzzling situation in this case. This case was calendared for 10 a.m. this morning. Mr. Musa arrived at 10:30, by which time I had waited 25 minutes, put on record that he was in default posture because he hadn't shown up. He later showed up, and what I entered in the record earlier this morning was that he'd have to have good cause for not appearing. And I'd like to hear Mr. Musa tell me why he didn't show up.
Actually, I left a little bit early this morning. I live from Silver in Naples, 25 Naples Street. And I was stuck in the traffic. I wasn't respecting there's traffic, so I call SFMTA office.
What time did you call SFMTA?
I called them maybe around 10:05, and I spoke.
So you were already late when you called. What time? Who did you speak to there?
I spoke with the lady. Also, she informed me that the staff is not here. She told me some of the staff is not here, and some of them, like some of witnesses or people supposed to be here, they not show up yet. So she said it's okay. And
you don't know this woman's name. That doesn't. All the witnesses were. Everybody's here.
Actually, no, because I want every police officer who has a location to be witness at this hearing, because this is police misconduct, public corruption, and these officers should be held accountable.
You're a professional driver, is that correct?
Yes, sir, and I have permit, by the way. I have permit from the PUC to operate as a driver. So
and when you drive professionally, do you consider the traffic situation out there?
yes, sir, but
and you didn't anticipate it this morning.
Actually, I usually after 9 there was no traffic, but today there's a lot of traffic.
You left your house when?
I left my house around like 9:45. Usually it takes me
9:45 to get to 10 a.m. here.
Yeah, usually it takes me 10 minutes to get here. There's no traffic usually, but it was a lot of traffic today. And also, I would like to see the evidence you have against me. There's a camera, there's a video camera with all these officers. There's audio tape. You guys did not present me.
Did you make a request for that evidence prior to?
I mean, sir,
Did you make a request?
I told Attorney Mori I would like to see the evidence. They have
Did
it.
you tell me?
Attorney Mori. I mean, I don't know who I should request it from.
Did you make a formal request? Did you make any kind of written request? For
Not written, but I'm as in this hearing, I'm requesting you to provide me with all the evidence you guys have against me for that ticket you gave me for $5,000.
Well, that's overbroad request. I mean, you're not specifying evidence that you need.
I need the audio tape and the videotape of this incident when occurred in Mission and
All right, I'm
3rd.
going to proceed with the hearing, and I'll let MTA present its case, and I'll rule on the request for evidence during the hearing. But go ahead. I'll ask those present who will be testifying today to raise their right hand. And I'll ask the following question. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give and other evidence that you will present will be the truth?
Mr. Epstein, before we move forward, actually, because of the time, and I don't know if we'll be able to complete the hearing by the time the room is.
What time do you know? We don't know when they're coming in. When the next.
No, I don't. We typically will have it till 1 o'clock. However, we'd like to request, if we're going to move forward the hearing, to have it on another date.
Actually, I will agree with you because I need to get those evidence, the videotape. I know every police officer have videotape. You guys have videotape. You post in this operation. You supposed to have videotape. When you guys go and act like a mafia in the city and county of San Francisco, you must have videotape because this is public corruption.
I'm going to proceed with the hearing this morning, and we'll do it. We'll just proceed with the hearing.
Okay.
Okay. Would you present? I just asked the following question. Will those here present today please raise your right hand and swear that the testimony? Will you swear that the testimony you're about to give or other evidence you will present will be the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so identify each one, every one of you as we go around the table.
Jarvis Murray, Enforcement Legal Affairs Manager, SFMTA. Yes.
I'm Peter Woods, SFMTA Taxi Investigator.
Andres Martinez, SFMTA Taxi Investigator.
And I'm Eric Burchell, SFMTA Taxi Investigator.
All right, Mr. Salini. Are you trying to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have affirmatives from everybody here that is about to testify. All right. Let me tell you what I see as the core issue in this case, and then I'll have Mr. Murray respond to that, and then Mr. Salini. This is Mr. Wilson. I'm sorry, Mr. Wilson. Switch cases. Mr. Ritchell saw a black Lincoln Town car pull to a curb. Two women were at the curb. A conversation occurred with the driver through the right front window. This is from Mr. Rich Holtz. Statement. After a few seconds, the two women got into the town car via the right rear door. Mr. Rich Holtz says he was 30 feet away. Then he, okay, so is that what you saw, Mr. Ritchell?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'd like to ask Mr. Musa to explain that.
I'm sorry, if this is what you saw, right? Did you hear it?
Well, I'm asking you now. I said, Mr. Ritchell, did you see this?
You ask him.
Mr. Musa, would you respond to what, in a sworn statement, Mr. Ritchell said he saw?
I
Did
didn't.
you pull up?
I didn't.
What do you ask?
No,
Did
actually.
you pull to the curb?
Okay, this is my side of the story. Around 7 p.m., somebody requested Uber by the name of Hillary from 3rd and Mission area. When I arrived at that location, I parked at the bus stop, and two ladies approached me. They asked me, I asked them, your name is Hillary. I was on the phone too. I was in the Bluetooth. They jump in the car, and I ask him again, is your name is Hillary?
Why did you ask them that name?
Because this is who I'm picking up through Uber client. I have an app.
You have the dispatch?
Yes, yeah. I don't have it with me, but
That's a piece of evidence that's crucial to your case. You
actually,
have it.
we can get this because see, there's not evidence from their side.
Sir, this is a piece of evidence crucial to your case.
Sir, this
You
is
don't have it.
we can get it. I can get it through Uber record, but I have to go through it because I wasn't think this is gonna get that far. But I can request this fare actually, and I did cancel it after they jump. They jump in my car. I ask them again, "Is your name is Hillary?"
You canceled what?
I cancel the fare when they jump in my car. When they jump in my car because I know I'm going to be delayed. So my main goal to pick up Hillary. That's why I asked them if their name Hillary. And when they said no, I didn't even know there's a police was there. They said when I notice in their report, they said when I notice and mark police car. I mean, how I'm gonna notice and mark police car? Plus, every single one of them have.
I'm just confining your testimony. You pulled it to the curb.
I pull it.
What did you see at the curb?
I see two women flagging me, and I thought this is my client. So I went and I park in the front. They approach me. They approach me, and I ask them, "Is your name is Hillary?" Right?
Well, that's your testimony.
Yeah, that's what happened exactly. And
Then what happened?
then they did not respond. They said we go into Pier 23. I think I'm not sure what they said. Pier 23. I was on the phone.
Did you talk to them through the window, the passenger window, before they got into your cab? You said you used the word jump. I'm not sure these ladies are jumping.
They did jump in the car, and I asked them
Did you have any discussion with them prior to their getting in?
by asking what's their name, and they asked me how much is the fare, probably to Pier 23, I think.
Did you give a fare? Did you say what?
I said approximately around 25, so I don't really know what. Yeah, I don't know what was like. This is my client or not.
When you get a signal from Uber saying there's somebody waiting for you, is there a quote for the fare at that point?
They give you estimated. Yeah, they can tell you, like, if you tell them probably.
Do you have any kind of printout of your?
No, but you can actually any Uber client, he can put how much is the fare from North Beach to this address, and it will give you estimated. So that's my main.
Mr. Murray, have you had the situation before where you see an Uber printout of prearranged fare?
They don't have prearranged, sorry, but they can estimate the fare for you.
I think there are two different things.
Go ahead.
There are two different questions. His question was, can you estimate the fare?
Right.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
According to the Uber app, you can estimate the fare. But yours was regarding a printout. I've not seen an Uber dispatch printout. I've seen the receipts after a trip has been completed. But beyond that,
Okay, here's the way I'm looking at this, and I'm kind of expediting this case.
I'm sorry, I
There's
just.
a crucial piece of evidence that might help you. If that piece of evidence would be printout from Uber.
The piece of evidence.
Or a woman named Hillary at the location where you believed you were to pick her up. That would support your story. And where you instead picked up two police depots. That would help you. If you can provide that. If you cannot provide that, I will find that this citation is valid.
Actually, also, if this.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, of course. Yeah. If this case got dismissed by San Francisco Superior Court judge, right, because of police corruption, because of Sergeant Bedroza, right, and you have the document.
There was another. There was a misdemeanor citation issued to you.
The whole case got dismissed because of police corruption.
Are you aware of the disposition of the misdemeanor? There are two.
we actually included it in the packet. Mr. Wusa did bring us, he had, I believe, a court date, maybe that Monday after the incident. I don't recall, but
Yeah.
it's in the packet where.
Yeah, okay, so
We don't know the
interpret that
details.
for me. I was a little bit confused about it. So was that case dismissed, or was
Completely.
it dismissed in favor of a civil resolution of it being here?
That we don't have that information on, but from the indications from the document are that it was dismissed.
Okay, so the misdemeanor charges were dismissed.
The whole case,
But there were 4 altogether, there were 2 priors.
they all dismiss.
I don't know about the 2 priors. This appears to be regarding the May 9th arrest. So it's 3 counts, and each count does look like it's been dismissed.
Okay, all right, so.
And I just want to mention this on record. When Officer Eric gave me a ticket, he was ordered by corrupt Sergeant Bedroza, badge number 4090, to give me a ticket. He did not see anything. That's why he cannot provide videotape. That's why he cannot provide audio tape. And this is public corruption. So this $5,000 ticket, if you guys want to charge me $5,000 ticket, let's take it to jury trial. Let the jury decide in this corruption, not you guys, because you guys all connected. Police, corruption destroying the whole city and county of San Francisco. As we mentioned, guys, we are sitting in the City Hall, room 408, and this is the officer who issuing ticket for the public work
All right,
for
I will
SFMTA.
Mr. Musa,
Yes, sir.
I will give you 10 days, 10 calendar days from
Uh-huh.
today. That means to produce a record from Uber that you say led you to this particular arrest and pick up a woman named Hillary.
Uh-huh.
If you can produce that, I'll look at it. It's not dispositive in itself, but I will look at it as evidence in your favor. If you cannot produce it, I will go on the evidence in the record,
Uh-huh.
not on the police evidence necessarily.
But if there's,
That charge was dismissed. However, the burden of proof and the standard of proof in a criminal case is much higher than here. Here, just the likelihood that you were driving unpermitted.
I have a permit. I do have a permit.
PUC permit.
Yeah, that's a permit from BCB to operate as,
Not to operate as a taxi, it's to operate as a limousine.
and that's where we was operating as a limousine.
Okay, that's your contention.
Mhm.
Okay. So, I will look at evidence of a prearrangement
Mhm.
and we'll decide the case on that evidence. The scene at the incident scene, I've reduced to an observation by Mr. Ritschel
Uh-huh.
under penalty of perjury that he saw you draw to the curb, saw some kind of conversation occurring in the open window of the passenger seat of the the passenger seat in front of the limo,
Uh-huh.
and then saw the 2 women enter. Okay,
Sir,
that's what I'm going
I'm going to object to this. Mr. Eric, he wasn't in the front of us, actually. Now, let's face it. Mr. Eric, you well known for public corruption, for police corruption. You've been moved from different location. You was not there. Provide me with the audio tape. Okay, they have audio tape. They can listen to what we say in the car between me and that 2 lady. Why don't you guys provide this?
There's an audio tape.
All the police officer on location, they all have audio tape and recorded. So we need this.
Was that introduced in
No.
the trial?
Actually, no, that's why the judge dismissed the whole case, because of corruption. They know.
I don't know, I can't look
Okay, so
at the judge's.
this is my right, and I'm entitled, and I have a right to audio tape and videotape. They have a location.
Okay, in my
Those,
decision, if I believe that's you're asking for an audio tape of.
of the incident, they have audio
Okay,
tape.
Mr. Ritschel, is there such a tape?
No,
So how did you hear
Is
me?
it in
then?
the course of, what's that?
nor is that video.
No videotape, okay, so in the.
What about audio tape?
Please, sir.
Sorry, what about audio tape?
Please, sir, allow me to
Okay,
ask the
sure.
questions that I need to ask.
Sure.
In the ordinary course of issuing these citations, is there a video or an audio tape made?
No, we've never audio or video anyway.
Thank you.
Okay, and how do you,
Right.
I'm sorry, I have a question.
All right, so I will consider the absence of this evidence as a factor.
Sir, okay, so when you send someone to a limo driver, right? You guys send, let's say, for example, somebody to take you somewhere. So
Let me change the procedure here, Mr. Musa. If you want to ask the question of SFMTA, ask me the question,
Okay.
I'll redirect it.
okay, the question is, If someone approach you and tell you to take you from location A to location B, that's a hire. They solicit you basically. They solicit you. They cannot do. They cannot trap people like this and give him a ticket under fraud and corruption because the city have some goals and plan because we cannot fix our street and fund our schools. So is legal to?
You're making interpretations of the law, sir. You can make such interpretations. They're not evidence in the case.
This is. I would like to see the evidence in this case. Then you cannot just judge me by no evidence. Where's your evidence? Can you provide me with your evidence? I cannot depend on corrupt officer like Mr. Eric over here because he well known and he have a lot of complaint against him. There's audio tape. There's 7 police officer was in this location. They must come and testify and swear under penalty of perjury. No, they didn't. Nothing happened in that case. The whole case got dismissed, and the judge said,
Did they show up?
Nobody showed up, and the case was dismissed. And the judge said, for interest of justice, and they refused to release the court transcript. That's public corruption because they know the judge.
Who refused to release the transcript?
The court.
Misdemeanor trial?
The court refused to release the court proceeding because of what happened. Because of what happened, and the judge know what happened.
Okay. Let me hear SFMTA's closing statement, and then you have an opportunity to rebut it.
Yeah.
So we'll confine it to
Okay.
under 5 minutes each. Go ahead.
Well, as far as MTA is concerned, this issue is cut and dry. Mr. Musa, while claiming to have a PEC permit allows him to prearrange transportation as a limousine driver, not to pick up street fares as a taxi driver. Mr. Musa, even if he has a permit through the PUC and drives for Uber, presented police officers as well as the SFMTA with an expired driver's license. And
I'm sorry, let me correct this.
Has no time presented us a current valid driver's license to indicate that he's actually allowed to drive any vehicle on the street. So regardless of whether he can produce his Uber evidence or not, he's still someone who should not be driving on the street because of his expired driver's license.
Actually, my license, it's good till 2016. You can check the record and a police officer can type it in the computer.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna, if you continue to interrupt.
And I would like it to reflect, according to Mr. Musa's testimony, he went to pick up an Uber ride in the area, and in his testimony, looking for someone named Hillary, and he also testified that he canceled the Uber ride.
No, I
Which
canceled.
is an indication, right, you canceled.
I canceled,
the Uber
yeah.
ride, which is an indication.
After they
that
jump in
he
the
was
car.
aware that the customers who got in his vehicle were not his Uber customers, were rather the street hail customers, which are of the exclusive jurisdiction of taxis in San Francisco. So I just want the record to reflect all of that prior to obtaining that evidence. I do not know of any video evidence. If he has evidence he'd like to request from the police, he may do so. I do not know what they have. But that's a different body and a different agency from us. We've submitted the evidence that we have to Mr. Musa as well as to the hearing officer.
All right, would you just repeat the statement you made regarding the cancellation of the Uber request?
Well, according to his testimony, and he reiterated while I was speaking that he himself canceled the Uber ride, which means he had accepted one. He was going to pick up someone named Hillary, and then once 2 people got into his vehicle who he seemed to have identified as not being that person, he canceled that ride, he canceled his Uber connection, and decided to take the 2 customers to Pier 23.
Objection, that's not true. I canceled.
Mr. Musa, would you address that?
Actually, no, I did not cancel because somebody
You
jumped in my
said
car.
you did.
No,
You said-
I
and you
okay,
said,
okay. In your statement over here, the police officer said, when you guys solicit someone, you have those people jump in the car, right? And they drive and excuse me.
Did you cancel the ride? Mr. Musa?
Excuse me. I canceled the ride after
Okay.
these guys came
Thank
to
you.
me because I don't want to
That's
keep.
what I wanted to
I don't want to keep the client
So you canceled the Uber ride for
be-
Hillary
because I don't.
subsequent to when you were confronted by Mr. Ritchell and realized that the two women were decoys? Is that the time?
No, no. Actually, but I'm gonna tell
The
you.
timing is important.
Actually, the timing is very important. When I ask him, their name is Hillary. When these guys approach me and take my both cell phone and my keys and try to act like a mafia or the cartel in Mexico and put me in the ground, they will not even allow me to videotape it. That's why they stole my phone, my both phone. That's why the judge dismissed the case, because that was fraud and corruption by those officers.
Sir, when did you cancel the ride?
I canceled the ride after they're not here. That's why I need the other police officer to come and talk to me. I canceled the ride after they came and pull my keys and take the phone. And
Okay, that's your testimony. You canceled it.
Yeah, yes.
When you realized when the police came.
Yes,
Okay, that's all I need.
and I show actually one of the police officer. I show him the name of Hillary, and he told Sergeant Pedroza that he's picking up Uber client. That's why those guys need to come and testify, because this is
All
public
right, sir,
corruption.
I've got the sequence correct. Now, do you want to issue your rebuttal?
I'm sorry.
Do you have a final statement?
I have a final statement. I am entitled to all the evidence in this case, include audio tape. They all have how they hear me. If I said something to this lady in the car, how did they hear me? They wasn't sitting with me in the car. There's audio tape. They must prevent it. Otherwise, they're trying to cover fraud and corruption. And that's why they don't want to expose this, because it's going to expose them in the street, what they're doing to the public in the name of our justice. This is fraud, this is corruption, and this type of corruption is going to destroy the city and county of San Francisco. I think FBI should be involved in this type of investigation to put an end for this type of corruption, which is destroying the whole city and county of San Francisco. This is no longer legit government. This is a real mafia. When we have judges, attorney deny the people of their constitutional right and treat them like animals, which is it happened. So I'm entitled to a fair hearing with evidence against me. You have not provided me with any evidence, no audio tape, no videotape, and I'm entitled to this. And the $5,000 ticket, Mr. Eric called me and he told me he want to settle the case for $500 and I have audio tape of it. That's corruption, because he know what he did. So he was ordered by another officer to give me a ticket as a treat. That's what he told him, Sergeant Pedroza. He said, I'm going to do this special for you. I'm going to give you this ticket. And he called Mr. Eric. Eric was not even next to me. He wasn't there. He was ordered by the corrupt Sergeant Pedroza, badge number 4090, to give me ticket. And that's when he gave me the ticket, and that's why he have no signature in this ticket. This is fraud. This is corruption. And I think you should lose your job for this type of corruption, Mr. Eric, because this video is going to go to YouTube. Everybody's going to watch it. And this is how we put an end for corruption in San Francisco. And I'm entitled to the evidence, actually. I have rights.
Sir, Mr. Richhold does have a signature on the citation.
Not my signature. He said, and did you read his statement, what he said?
Mr.
He said,
Richhold.
because Mr. Musa he said, Mr. Musa was, why you didn't let me sign the citation for you? Can you tell me?
Yes, I'd be happy to tell you.
Okay.
You were in handcuffs and combative with everybody, so we thought for our own safety and
For your safety, you think I'm a threat to you?
Yes.
I'm a threat to you in a handcuff? You must be crazy and
No,
corrupt.
Not while you're handcuffed.
You must be
Let me
crazy and corrupt.
This colloquy is over. Let me just ask a question. Mr. Richhold, the statement on the citation that you observed through SFPD decoy officers and observed Mr. Musa solicit through SFPD officers and agreed to take Pier 20 to Pier 23 for $25. The second part of that statement, what's the basis for that observation that they agreed to take Pier 20 to Pier 23 for $25?
So in this case, just like every other case, Your Honor, once the decoys exit the vehicle, we make contact with either of them and ascertain what the agreement was.
Okay, so they provided you with that information?
Yes, Officer Lynn, I believe.
And is that in the record under penalty of perjury that they said that to you, or is that,
Yes,
where is that?
Do you have it?
it's in the police report.
Okay, can you read from the police report where that's just said?
Officer Lynn asked him, quote, "Can you take us to Pier 20?"
Are you in the narrative?
I'm sorry, I'm on page 3 of the police report.
Okay.
Midway down, during the quotes. Officer Lynn says, can you take us to Pier 23? Officer Takoff tells him it's a bar. Musa says, yeah.
I said,
Officer Lynn says, how much? Musa says 25.
Okay. So,
Okay.
And Mr. Musa, you're denying having
Okay,
said that
okay.
to the two women?
they have audio tape. They have audio. They have audio because this is how they hear it, right? Can you provide me with the audio tape, please? This is evidence against me. This is your evidence. This is in court transcript.
Are you saying that you asked for this evidence at your misdemeanor trial?
I'm sorry?
Did you ask for this evidence at your misdemeanor?
I did not make it to any court. They dismissed the case before it went to court.
Mr. Ridgewell, to your knowledge, does the police do an audio tape of this?
No, I know for a fact that they don't audio or video any.
Sir, there is audio. How did you hear me, guys? How did you hear me then? Did you hear me?
Stated to the hearing
Guys,
Wait.
he's already answered.
I'm sorry.
He doesn't have to-
Did
he
he?
doesn't have to answer that. He's already answered.
He did not hear me then. That's a perjury.
He's already answered that.
That's a perjury. Under
All
penalty
right,
perjury, he should be held accountable.
I'm going to conclude the 20th of June hearing on the citation issued to Mr. Musa.
And sir, how much is?
Citation number 966. Today is, we're at City Hall, 408, and this concludes today's hearing. Thank you.
Mr. Epstein, just to be clear, citation number 529.
529, sorry.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
that's it.
I'm sorry, sir. How much is the ticket? Just to confirm this. How much is the ticket? What are you asking for?
You know it.
$5,000? Can you confirm this? You need $5,000 from me for a ticket? Is that right, sir?
You're hearing so.
Okay, this is San Francisco City Hall, room 408. As you see, guys, this is public corruption. This is how the city and county of San Francisco and town, they're all connected, work with each other, and convict the citizen for no reason. Look at this. This is more of a mafia. This is no longer legit government. And this will be on YouTube for the public to watch. I'm not the only victim of those corrupt individual, but they've been doing this to a lots of people. And, you know, these videos should put an end for this corruption. So, sir, can you provide me with the audio tape and the videotape those officers have? Can those officers come and testify? There's like 7 officers. Can they come and testify, sir? Okay, so this is City Hall. They want to speak. They want to say nothing. That's corruption. That's police. SFMTA.
Sir, you have to leave.
Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm leaving after you guys. Do I have the right to appeal your decision, sir?
I already told you that.
So I can go to a higher level than you, sir? Okay.
Great.
Thank you. This is the City Hall. This is police and SFMTA corruption in San Francisco. This is Mr. Eric here. This is his fellow friend. It's all connected. This is more. So I have the right to appeal this decision, sir? Your decision? Do we have the right to evidence, sir, or no? Can you provide the evidence against me you have for this ticket? Okay, this is hearing room, City Hall. We'll see you on YouTube, guys. Thank you. Today is June 20, 2014. It's more corruption cases in San Francisco.